So you start streaming. Are you sure you want to start streaming? Let's do it. Let's stream my screen. We are officially live. This is just going to be a test stream, basically. I'm just trying to check out what we got here. 1080p 60, good. If anybody is just happening to be watching right now, I'm gonna go ahead and just play this I'm working on. So yeah, it's gonna be part of an intro video I want to start playing on the streams. Have an intro going. I think that would be kind of cool. Just instead of the stream just kind of starting off and I'm like, hey guys, what's up? But yeah, this is basically just a test. I'm screwing around doing some stuff right now, just to see what all is. Live chat. I can open up live chat in a new window. Just doing something different. Trying to schedule out the streams. Try to do it before for anybody who's watching now who happened to be there, and the stream was bugged. So, or I thought it was bugged, but I was actually just doing it wrong. So I'm trying to figure out how to do it right. This way I can schedule out the streams on the YouTube channel beforehand, well in advance, just so people know, just because people are always asking, like, hey, am I streaming or am I not streaming? And I haven't done a good job of, I guess, lining that up for you guys. But let's see. I'm actually working mostly on another monitor right now, so there's not really too much that's going to be going on my screen, but you guys are welcome to just sit and hang out for a few minutes while I'm figuring stuff out, I guess. I am going to be streaming tonight, hopefully using a scheduled stream. I'll be streaming at 9 o'clock Central Time, so here in about 7 hours. But I just I'm going to play with some stuff and make sure that I know what I'm doing if I'm using a scheduled stream. Preview on here. Preview is 360p public view. Okay. So broadcast alert. Let's see what that does. So I tried to put out like a technical difficulties broadcast alert to see if it does anything. It did not. Sorry, we'll be right back. Please stand by. Oh, I think that'll only show if I actually stop streaming. Let's slate in. Slate in, slate out. Gonna slate in, slate out again to see how that goes. What's up? A few people have actually. A few people have been trying to help out, just a little bit here and there. Slate in, slate out again. Yeah. Hopefully you don't get banned. This is a pretty good server, so I don't think. I don't know. I don't get the impression that these GMs are just gonna be like, okay, let's ban this guy because everybody's reporting him, even though he's not doing anything wrong. I'm gonna test something. So create highlights. So basically, what I'm doing here is I'm screwing around with testing, scheduling out the stream beforehand. I actually have a lot of control, which is pretty cool, but it's also I don't want to call it overwhelming, but it is a lot to take in all at once. So I'm just kind of playing around with it, doing a quick little test run. I am going to be streaming for real later tonight, and I wanted to schedule it out beforehand. Tried to do it before, and it didn't work because I didn't know what I was doing. But I think I got it figured out. But again, just kind of playing around. I'm actually using the other monitor. That's why you don't see me doing anything on this screen. See, I got some other stuff going on here. But let's see. I can set highlights, which is kind of cool. But let's see. Oh, okay, so I can make a highlight. Okay. I thought it was going to let me make a highlight and then do like an instant replay on the stream. See, I feel like I would have to have somebody else like right next to me actually controlling this. Like on a separate computer, like to use the full functionality of everything that it has. But let's see. So I accidentally made a highlight, a little video. I'm gonna delete it. Okay, on the stream. Yeah, you know, I kind of wish I was streaming earlier too, because it's late even for North America times, honestly, especially when we start so late. But Draco and I were talking. We want to do some more streams earlier. Like even our World PvP streams have been kind of late, but I would like to stream at around this time, maybe doing the World PvP stuff. The raid stuff, you know, I can't really do anything about that, but in terms of some of the other stuff that we can do, world PvP stuff, or eventually whenever I want to move into other games, because I am gonna make it. I have a Twitch account already. It's really old, but I think I can change my username. But Esfand is actually taken on Twitch, and I'm kind of annoyed by that. But I made a Twitter account that's just underscore Esfand. Same thing. Esfand is taken, so I might do the same thing on Twitter if it lets me. Either underscore Esfand, or if it doesn't let me use symbols or anything, I might do I don't know, like the Esfand or something silly. But I think for Twitch, I want to stream. I want to use Twitch for the other games. I might use YouTube anyway. I don't know, but I think it is important to have a Twitch account. I know that's kind of like the standard, but I really like YouTube as a platform. I think YouTube is awesome, and there's a lot that you can do with it. But yeah, let me. I'll share all that information, like Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, everything once it's ready to go. Like I kind of shared the Twitter earlier, but it's kind of janky right now. I haven't really cleaned it up and made it look real nice yet. But that's something I'm gonna have to do soon. I'm running behind on videos. I'm actually working on stream recap right now from last week, the world PvP stuff and that Onyxia raid. So stream recap, I'm working on that. Hopefully I'll have that done here in a few hours. Really? I do use Windows 10. I do use Windows 10 and I love it, actually. But I haven't had any sort of FPS drop or anything like that. But I have heard from other people that if you have Xbox Game DVR enabled... Oops. Just click it. If you have Game DVR enabled, which I don't know if I even do. Let's see. Okay, I have my Game DVR enabled, but I have heard that it'll mess with your FPS and stuff in other games. I haven't noticed anything. The thing I really like about Windows 10, I really like how it integrates everything, and I'm used to it at this point. Maybe I'm a Microsoft guy, I guess. I do have an iPhone, but I have an Xbox, so I can actually go and I can connect straight to my Xbox One, and this is something that's pretty cool. So I can stream my Xbox One to my computer, right? Sometimes it's kind of buggy and doesn't work, but I can stream my Xbox One to my computer, and I can play my Xbox One at my computer. So I can stream. Check this out. I'll go ahead and do it for a second just to show you guys. So right now I'm streaming. Oh, here we go. It's bugging out. Sometimes it bugs out. Doesn't work. Oh, there we go. Okay. So so I can go and I can stream my Xbox One to the computer, and I'm actually playing Xbox on the computer right now. So I'm streaming a stream to you guys, basically.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
I don't know. Just one of the things I think is cool. And again, this is, whenever I get into streaming like more and more games, doing different stuff, I think this is going to be cool, being able to stream my Xbox games even to either YouTube or Twitch or whatever it is. I can even stream to Facebook. I know how to do that. But I want to use YouTube or Twitch as the main platforms. So that is what I think is really cool about Windows 10. That's probably my favorite thing about it. But yeah. Anyway, you guys get the point. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel this. I'm gonna keep playing around with my scheduling settings here to get it ready for tonight. I think I have most everything figured out, but still kind of screwing around with it here. I lost where I was. There we go. But yeah, Windows 7 is probably like, in terms of upgrading without having a specific reason to upgrade, I don't know. Um, like Windows, like it's Windows is good. Windows is awesome. Like they're all good. Um, all good. I mean, I think it was 8 was good. Pretty much as long as it's not Vista. Vista was like absolute garbage, but like XP 7, 8, and 10 are all great for me personally. Like I really like all of them. Okay, going back to my control room here, looking at the settings again. I do think I have mostly everything I need to know working. Um, Real quick, I don't know if you guys were in here whenever. Yeah, Windows 10 is really light for what it is. Like you can run it on anything that'll run 7 basically, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know if you guys were here earlier. I want to work on a stream intro. I don't know if I'll have it ready for tonight, maybe next week. But just like a quick little intro video. So instead of me just kind of starting up the stream and being like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" Like, I want to just have a little video to kind of lead into it. And I'm working on this, Become the Bull. I'm gonna go ahead and play it for you guys. But yeah, what I want to do is I want to do a quick little, maybe 30 seconds is kind of long. I normally don't like doing stuff that long as far as intros go. Like you can see in all the other videos, like I keep it to like 5 seconds. But just for the sake of the stream, I mean, the stream is so long, I might do like a quick little like quick hits type deal for 30 seconds, play that, and then get the stream going is what I think is going to happen eventually. I think that would really make the stream look a lot nicer. I'm pretty big on that, making sure everything looks nice, looks clean. But yeah, I know, right? It's a good song. I'm gonna use that for my Rhett PvP video that I want to do a PvP video soon. I don't know when, but the next solo PvP video that I do, I'm gonna use that song, and I'm gonna be Retribution, 18 Protection, 33 Rhett. I think is the spec I'm gonna go with for that video. Because I've done a lot of Reckoning stuff, and Reckoning is a lot of fun, but that doesn't mean Rhett PvP is not really good or just as good. What's up, Tuka? Just I was letting them know I'm really just testing some stream stuff. I'm gonna stream for real tonight, but I'm about done here, honestly. Just kind of chatting. I've figured out what I think I need to figure out in order to have the event scheduled and stream directly to the event. Because I tried doing that last time and the link was broken. Because I screwed it up. I didn't do it right. But yeah, without a doubt, I'm pretty excited. Again, just trying to keep everything nice, professional, clean. So you guys are coming here to watch this. I don't want you guys to come and watch and then be wasting your time while I'm trying to figure all this stuff out while we're going. But yeah, I think I'm pretty much good to go. I think I have everything figured out that I need to get figured out. I might not have the stream intro video done for tonight, but next week 100% for sure I'll have it done by then. But yeah, I'm working on the stream recap from last week. I'm running behind on that. These are the PvP clips that I have, or from the PvP stream. I have these clips kind of ready to go. But yeah, it was, we had some good streams last week, and it's gonna be this and the MC video from last week where I killed Rashal actually. So yeah, Savage Messiah. No, but maybe I have. Let me check. Let me check if it's in my playlist. No, actually I haven't, but I'll check these guys out for sure. Yeah, I was dueling outside of Iron Forge. Yeah, I like to duel outside Iron Forge. I mostly like whenever I go duel, I like to test a lot of different stuff, just like either random strategies or just like screwing around doing different stuff with items. I don't know. People take the duels like super seriously sometimes, but and especially like people will like beat me in a duel and they're like, oh man, I beat Esfand, and it's like, I mean, it's cool. Like I appreciate that, like the that mindset of like, man, I beat Esfand. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. That's flattering to me. But yeah, I love dueling outside Iron Forge. Just testing different strategies and stuff. Because duels aren't necessarily like real PvP either. Like certain classes are especially good in duels just because of how they can set stuff up. But in a real PvP situation, like you guys saw, well, you'll see it in the recap video if you didn't see it on stream. But like Pokera, WoW Apple, a warrior and a mage, I can't remember their names, but they're always ganking and burning steps. We got in a 2v4 with them and we actually won. It'll be in the recap video. But like fighting a rogue in a one-on-one situation is really, really difficult because they have so much control over the fight. If they do it right, which isn't really overly difficult, but if they do it right, as a paladin, you really can only get like 1 or 2 hits off on the rogue, and if you don't kill him in those 1 or 2 hits, then you're probably gonna lose. Yeah, dueling people with reckoning stacks. I don't do that, but it definitely is funny if like you're doing that to a friend or something. I have done it before, but like just as a joke. But like in a real PvP situation, like we had four people on me and Drakova, and you know, one of them was a rogue. Like in a one-on-one against a rogue, it's really, really difficult because you have to kill them like right then, especially if they outgear you. But you know, in a 2-on-4, we ended up winning the fight, and the mage ran away. Again, if you didn't see it on stream, it'll be on the recap video. A scale of 1 to Esfand. You know what's funny? So speaking of that, the first time that I felt like I made it was in Burning Crusade. I was pushing 2500. I was right under 2500 rating in 5v5. And I have it bookmarked. It's still up here in my bookmarks right here. Aftermath, Orlo, 70 Paladin. There's a guild called Aftermath on my old server that I really wish I had screenshotted it, or the website didn't go down. It still existed, but somebody made a forum post on to apply, saying like, hey, I'm a rep paladin and I want to join your guys' guild. And I actually didn't watch it. I was in a guild already. One of my friends messages me and he's like, dude, you gotta go check out Aftermath's forums. I'm like, what? He's like, go look at their applications. I'll send you the link. Sends me the link to this guy applying as a rep paladin, and it was like the 8th post down. I remember it like vividly, just because it was to me, it was like a very significant point in my career as a rep paladin. I can't remember the actual officer's name, but the officer was like, hey, like, you know, we understand all this math you're showing us on like that a rep paladin is good in raids and how much he provides outside of DPS and Burning Crusade, but like at the end of the day, you just don't have enough gear to come to our raid and compete. You need to come back here whenever you're on the level of Esfand or somebody like that. And whenever I saw that, I was like, holy cow, like that's it. Like I made it, you know. I finally had like a set place on the server, you know, being the highest ranked Alliance rep paladin and 5v5s on the entire battle group. There was 2 blood elves ahead of me, which kind of annoyed me. I was really annoyed by blood elves because Seal of Blood was better in PvE and they had the silence in PvP. So I was really annoyed in Burning Crusade whenever they give Horde the better paladin racials for their blood elves. Quick stat priority for ret. Leveling in PvP. Okay, so PvP kind of depends on your build. I go really stam heavy if I'm wearing a reckoning suit for PvP, just because you're getting crit and you're taking so much damage. A lot of your damage is coming from you being able to take damage and take crits. So I like going pretty stam heavy in PvP. In PvE, you kind of have two situations where you can go and just stack strength and agility. Get all, like, if you're getting green gear, get of the tiger. That's what I did, and I did a ton of damage while leveling up. I honestly don't remember being out DPS'd once in an instance while leveling up to 60. And I was wearing straight of the tiger gear. I had like no stamina on. But if you're soloing and if you're leveling as Reckoning, then you probably want to get of the bear gear and get some stamina. If you're PvPing, you're going to want some stamina. But pretty much just stack strength and agility if you're leveling, I would say. That's what I did personally. But if you're PvPing, stamina is really, really important. I get stamina enchants, and I do less damage a little bit. But if you're getting Reckoning, if you're staying alive and getting Reckoning stacks, in turn you're doing more damage that way. A scheduled stream test. I don't even know if I can say that easily. Scheduled stream test. But yeah, I was just here screwing around with some stuff. Again, I'm gonna leave here pretty soon. I'll show you guys this. Just a quick little preview since you guys are here. Let me see if I can find the Pokera fight that I was talking about. You guys probably saw it on stream already, but I'm putting it in the stream recap video. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, this is it. So you guys are getting a quick little behind the scenes here. Let me level out this audio a little bit. Okay. Had a whole lot of them. I don't think we've had any of them right now. It's mostly just steamrolling. But in that video, like, we were trying to get into 2v3s and 2v4s. The video opens up in a 2v5.
Pokeries here.
It's a little bit laggy sometimes. Whenever I preview the stuff, it gets laggy. Yeah, this is annoying. Like, I spent some money whenever I first started the stream getting a nice camera and a nice mic, the green screen, but my computer's pretty old. Like, I need to upgrade it and stuff, and I'm kind of between doing working on the side and doing the stream stuff, the YouTube stuff, and putting out content and playing and trying to farm. Like, I'm running really short on time, and you know, I gotta make money somehow, right? So our YouTube channel doesn't really make any money or anything, not yet at least. But again, we want to do whatever we can to get the best content out to you guys. It means so much to us that you guys appreciate the content and enjoy the content. And one of the best ways that you guys show that appreciation to us is the sharing of the content. You know, so many people are like, "Oh, my friend saw your channel, and he showed it to me, and that's how I got started." And you know, I always like to message people back. I love whenever people message me. I feel bad sometimes because if you guys message me in game, you notice I'm AFK a lot, and it's because I'm alt tabbed, either working on real life stuff or working on stuff in game, or working on stuff for YouTube. I mean, but yeah, I'm the big thing for me is time. Just getting more time to do stuff between work and YouTube and in-game farming, everything. But what do I work with? Well, I'm using Adobe Premiere for editing, but in terms of real life work, I do some like digital marketing stuff, consulting type stuff, graphic design, video stuff. I mean, that's why I'm good at this stuff, is because of it relates to my actual work, and really why I started. Because I figured if I'm going to play video games in my spare time, then I might as well be doing the videos and stuff, and doing something to kind of keep practicing what I'm already good at. Yeah, 30 trillion subs. If I hit 30 trillion subs, then I'm doing something right for sure. But here you go. I'm gonna go ahead and play this now. Hopefully it doesn't get laggy. Like I said, it lags on the I I don't even know if it'll play right on the stream, play back right on the stream. It might not, but let's see.
Grease here. Go for the rogue.
Accept.
No.
I got it.
Okay.
There's too many now. They got more this time.
I'm on Pokera.
Yeah, Pokera.
Awesome.
Nice
Pokera,
grenade.
so right there, like I said, like Pokera, in a
Go
one-on-one
for style.
situation, Pokera would have
Switching the.
done. Okay, I'm bubbling. Right.
One.
High Warlord,
Here,
you know. Whoops.
Just wreck this faggot. I'm good. Don't worry about my health.
Okay, he's dead. There we go.
One more. You got lay on hands?
Yeah,
Use it.
I did. Stunned. There you go.
I'm gonna try to get out of combat and drink. Oh, he didn't stay in long enough.
I don't discombobulator. Yeah, so that guy ended up getting away. He used free action potion, I think, and a swiftness potion. But yeah, you know, that was just a quick little preview of the stream recap from last week that I'm gonna try and put out today. I need to put out today because this is kind of like when the stream week starts for me. But yeah, so it'll be good. That'll be good. Yeah, and the editing and stuff. I actually just did a documentary with this guy. His name's Brian Kane. He's a mental conditioning coach, mental performance coach that I got to meet because I spent the last 2 years actually at SMU. It's a school in Dallas, Texas. It's a university. I actually worked for their football team. I used to play football for a while, and like I said, like my specialty is kind of digital marketing, content creation, and I worked in the recruiting department. I ran basically everything for them, and there was some issues with administration and stuff, and unfortunately I couldn't stay there with they were trying to get me a full-time spot there, and things didn't work out. So now I'm kind of doing some consulting and freelance stuff on the side, or not on the side, I'm doing this on the side really, but that's kind of my main thing. And the documentary I did with this mental performance coach is basically all about the mental game of sports, like actual sports, and that's something I've always been really big into. I've spent the majority of my life as an athlete, and I think that my athletic experience has made me a better gamer because of the life lessons and stuff that I've learned in there. One of the big things that people always tell me or always mention to me is how like positive and upbeat and jolly I seem whenever I'm on stream, and it's funny just because like that's just how I am. Like that's just my personality. That's just the way I'm wired, and a lot of it has to do with my belief in the power of positivity and positive thinking. You know, Drakova always jokes about how like I'm too brave, and like on the last stream we did, Pink Panties, somebody in our guild, a friend of ours, was running into Blackrock Mountain, and we had just left, and we knew there was 10 horde there, and I was like, no, like we gotta go save him. So Dracova's like, you're an idiot. What are you doing? And I just ran in there and got myself killed. But like that's my thing, just having that positive energy, and like just thinking like you can always do it, you can always come back, because it's real easy to say like everybody, my entire WoW career essentially, like through Vanilla and Burning Crusade, was, oh, Ret sucks, you don't want to play Ret, and I've always prided myself on I maybe not prided myself, but I always tried to been the kind of guy who kind of proves people wrong, you know, and that was the whole thing with Ret. The whole thing with Ret for me was that I wanted to show that I could do something, right? If I believed I could do something and I worked really hard at it, then maybe I could get somewhere with it. In Burning Crusade, hit 2,500. It was just under 2,500 technically in 5v5s. But yeah, no, I really I don't know. That's one thing I have started to think about talking about, that like mental conditioning and performance in gaming, and how big I think it is, because what's happening is people are taking that and applying it to real sports. like football, baseball, basketball, tennis, everything, and trying to coach that mental side of a physical game. Well, to me, it's like you have esports, video games are the exact opposite, right? So you have a mental game, like it's not a physical game like sports, it's a mental game, but we're not doing any sort of coaching or anything to really condition the mental side of things. So it's so far behind in the way of training and conditioning, and I think there's something to be said about age and like when you peak. I know they say like for MOBAs and stuff, especially like you see all the pros in League of Legends, and a lot of them are like 17, 18 years old. And I know whenever I started playing League of Legends a few years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago now, I was, not that long. It was like 3 or 4 years ago. I think I was 21 or 22. I don't know. But that was like past my prime for what that game was. And I kind of peaked early. Yeah, unless it's bench pressing the sun. You probably can't do that. But no, you're right. You're right. You can, you always need to try. Don't just like say, just because people say you can't do something, just don't do it. But what was I saying? I was talking about League of Legends. So I hit platinum in League of Legends almost immediately. I started playing at the end of season 2, and I got to platinum like right away. Admittedly, it was probably kind of fluky that it even happened. But I was like skill capped after that. They changed the ELO system to the divisions and whatnot, and I got to platinum 1 after that. And I barely didn't hit diamond like so many times. But then eventually work and real life and stuff got in the way, and I kind of moved away from League of Legends. By the way, in League of Legends, I played Kale and Taric. If you guys play League of Legends at all, like I said, I always play the Paladins, so but yeah, I'm thinking about starting to stream some League of Legends again, getting back into it, and I'm really, really rusty. I actually played a game and recorded it a few days ago with one of my buddies from high school. He wanted to do it. I recorded it. I might post that on this channel or another channel. I don't want people to think that I'm not going to be playing WoW, but I just want to be doing more things, just for the sake of being able to do more, put out more content. Anyway, what I was saying about the mental conditioning is so much of whenever you play League, and especially because it's got a younger target audience than WoW, vanilla WoW especially, like there's not many people under 20 years old playing vanilla WoW, just because the game is so old at this point. I mean, you think about it, the game came out 12 years ago. If you're 20 years old, you were 8 whenever vanilla WoW came out, So you don't have as much of an issue with it in WoW in terms of like the raginess. Now there's people still there. There's people who are like 40 or 50 and they rage in WoW. It happens. Just read Patrick's comment. But yeah, I think one of the things is being able to control what you can control, right? In a game like League of Legends, where sometimes it feels like you're playing 1 versus 9, you're trying to fight your own team. And then what you need to do is like, I know one of the issues that I used to make a lot of times is, and people do this in Battlegrounds and WoW, they try and tell people how to play the game. They try and teach people what to do when the game's already started, right? You can't do that. When the game has started, if you're trying to coach someone on how to do something, if you're trying to teach someone how to do something, it's too late. They're not going to learn how to do it from your explanation in the game. They're just going to get mad, and they're going to AFK or do annoying things, troll, whatever, and they're not even going to try and play, right? So the only thing that you can do, and it can be hard sometimes, but the only thing that you can do is support your teammates in League, in WoW Battlegrounds, whatever game it is to be supportive and be positive, and hopefully it's infectious, right? It should be infectious. If you're doing it right, it'll be infectious. People will listen. If people are raging out and they're not listening, then you don't say a thing. You just let them do their thing. You just let them be ragey. You let them say stupid stuff, and just leave them be. Because at that point, they don't want to get any better. But if you can just be positive, and not try and tell people how to play the game, like I know you guys will see this. I guarantee you, because I'm like silver right now in League, so you'll see it a lot in League, and I'll show you guys. Like, people are just gonna do stupid things in Battlegrounds. People are just gonna do stupid things. So you have to let them play how they're gonna play, and you have to adjust your game. Like I said, you have to control what you can control in order to win the game, right? So if I know, for example, if Drakova knows that I'm an idiot and I'm going to run into a 1v10 to save pink panties, right? He needs to adjust his game and do what he can do. He's like, okay, well, I'm going to go in there because Esfand went in there, but let's do what we can to kill as many of them as we can before we die, you know? Stuff like that. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Tuka, that is awesome, by the way. I've been thinking about even trying retail again, just for the sake of trying it, and really doing an in-depth like video of saying like why vanilla is this, why Legion is this. But I really do appreciate your guys' support. I love that you guys love the channel and love what we do. But yeah, I'll be getting into more stuff. I'm kind of ranting and moving along kind of slow now. I mean, I really just did this just to test the stream scheduling stuff, and I've been going for about 40 minutes. I could really talk for hours about pretty much anything. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I want to finish this video by tonight. I have a project that I actually need to finish for money, for real money, here soon too. So I got a lot of work to do today. I have like no gold. I'm gonna have to borrow gold from somebody in the guild or something, because I think I have only like exactly 50 gold for a respec, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to flask up for tonight or not. We'll see if somebody will loan me like 100 gold for a flask. But my history of WoW. Okay. I'll leave you guys with that. I'm gonna I'll do a quick history of my WoW career, and I'll touch on what Drakova did too, before I go ahead and bounce. So, yeah, no, I really do appreciate it. But here, I'll do a quick rundown of my WoW. Actually, I really need to start with my gaming history, and I got to talk about Drakova a little bit. So, Drakova is 4 years older than I am, and we were neighbors whenever I was little, family friends. Live in a small town, right? And Drakova was like a big brother to me growing up, and I was always over at their house. We'll see you later, Dane. Thanks for stopping by for sure. And we'll see you later tonight, hopefully, right? But what we'll do is, or what we did was, I used to play a lot of games that Drakova would tell me about, right? I used to go over his house all the time. He's like a big brother to me, always hanging around. And in normal big brother fashion, Drakova used to beat me up a lot too, just because he was a lot bigger than me whenever I was younger. Now I eventually started playing football and lifting weights, and he didn't really go that route. So now it's kind of funny because I'm much bigger than he is now in that sense, much stronger than he is. But yeah, so I played a lot of games that he did, and he started playing a game called Dark Age of Camelot. It was the first MMO that he had played. It was the first MMO that I had played whenever I eventually started playing. But I was only 9 years old whenever I started playing that MMO. A lot like you, Tuka. I was really young whenever I started playing MMOs. But I was only 9 years old, didn't have any idea what I was doing. It literally took me a whole month to hit level 8 in that game. And I could eventually, once I tried playing again, you could hit level 8 in a day easy in that game. Now, that game was a lot harder than this one to level and do stuff, but I just didn't understand a lot of the concepts of leveling. And again, I was 9 years old. I had no idea what I was doing, right? But I learned a lot just about gaming and about MMOs, and that game was so difficult and such a strong introduction to me that whenever I got into WoW, which was a lot of people's first MMOs, I had a huge jump start, and I think I was like 13, right? So I was in like 6th or 7th grade, and I built my first computer. Then I built my first computer, got WoW for Christmas, along with like Counter-Strike Source and a whole bunch of other games, but WoW was like the kicker. Like that was the one that I was like, yes, like I'm really excited for World of Warcraft. And I made a paladin, right? I made a paladin, and I pretty much, I mean, that's just what I've always liked. You know, I've always liked the idea of a holy warrior. Ironically enough, I find out later, and I mentioned this on one of the streams about like the history of my name, and my last name is actually, it's off of Persian mythology, right? Persian mythology. My last name directly translates to of Esfandiar, like descendant of Esfandiar, and you can look it up on Wikipedia. Esfandiar is like a paladin, is what he is. Like he had a suit of righteous armor and he was invincible. It's like the funniest thing because I've always just naturally been like, I've had a natural affinity for paladin type classes in games. I've always really liked that, and lo and behold, like I'm literally like a paladin in real life, right? So I go and I'm playing my paladin. In vanilla, I wasn't really that big of a deal originally. Played a lot of Ret and all that, but took you 1 week to get level 12. That was probably better than me, honestly. but Drakova, on the other hand, in vanilla, he wasn't in a guild, if I remember right. He wasn't in a guild and actually hit Field Marshal solo as a Ret Paladin. Never did pre-mades, never did anything. And while you had other people on the server actually doing they would account share. They would literally run 8-hour shifts on those accounts, and they would take turns getting GM for everybody. And Drakova, on the other hand, like he was rank 2. He got rank 2 like 2 or 3 weeks in a row, and eventually just couldn't do it anymore. Just got totally burned out because he wasn't basically cheating. Like everybody else was kind of in each other's pockets. And he couldn't outplay somebody who was playing 24 hours a day, a character that was being played 24 hours a day. But which sucks, but at the same time, I mean, that's really impressive to get Field Marshal and to be that high of rank for 3 weeks in a row without being able to get it as a solo Ret Paladin of all things. So anyway, moving along, eventually Burning Crusade comes out. Drakova quits the game. He goes off to college and quits the game, and then it's me, right? I'm same thing. I'm playing Ret, whatever, and we're playing on Kel'Thuzad US server, and eventually I kind of get in with everybody that knew Drakova because of Drakova, right? It's like, oh, okay, Esfand is Drakova's buddy, whatever. So next thing you know, I end up like battlegroundsing and arenaing with some really good players, right? Just making friends with people, but also like my eventual in season 3, I peaked in season 3. Basically, like I'm going back and forth, whatever. I'm playing Ret the whole way. That's what I am. But basically in season 3, I got with a guy by the name of Nantuko. It was his shaman. I don't remember what his shaman's name was, but he was a resto shaman, and he was a Grand Marshal. Like legitimately, I would say he's probably the best WoW player I've ever met. I remember he would beat people in duels not wearing anything. Like he was the one mage that I didn't stand a chance against whenever we would duel. I couldn't do anything against him. He was unbelievable. He actually beat me before not wearing any armor. That's how impressive he was. It didn't happen a whole ton. It happened like once that I remember. But even then, like he would beat everybody else without any armor on all the time. No, yeah, thanks for that, Patrick and Magnus. I'm telling you, man, Paladin's the way to go. You know, you gotta see the light. You gotta follow the light. But Jimmy is really freaking funny. Jimmy's always hopping on the streams and just saying silly stuff. I do like Jimmy. Anyway, as I was saying, I eventually get in this 5v5 team with 2 former Grand Marshals and 2 other guys. We were Ret Paladin, Mortal Strike Warrior, Rogue was a GM, Holy Paladin, and Resto Shaman, which was Nantuko, the GM mage on his Resto Shaman, and we just destroyed people. I mean, a melee cleave team like that, just running through guys, and before long, I guess I was considered the best Ret Paladin on the server. So it was funny. It was almost like a passing of the torch from Drakova to me, where Drakova was the best Ret Paladin on the server. Expansion changes, he quits, and then here comes Esfand. I'm like the new best guy on the server. And yeah, I mean, I'm that was kind of one of the things where like whenever I got to that point, it was like, oh man, like this is awesome, this is amazing. I was always fighting for ret buffs because I could see little things that, now it's funny, now my opinion has changed because of how the game eventually went, but it's funny because whenever Wrath of the Lich King came out and they came through with a lot of the buffs that I was trying to say we should get, you know, I was 16 years old and I was 2,500 rating, right? So I had I had a really good reputation, but at the end of the day, like, I'm still pretty young, right? I'm still pretty young. I'm always learning. I'm 25 now, and I'm so much smarter than I was whenever I was 24, and I'm infinitely smarter than I was whenever I was 23. And I think that's going to keep changing throughout my entire life, hopefully. If it's not, then I'm doing something wrong. But Wrath of the Lich King hit, and I hit level 75 and quit because I was like, this is so ridiculous. Like, I was actually upset that Ret got buffed as much as it did because I was like, well, now it's going to be like flavor of the month to be Ret, and I was like, man, like, this is just, it's not so challenging anymore to where I felt like I was really accomplishing something. And I really wish all this YouTube stuff and all the social media hadn't really peaked yet. It wasn't really a thing, the streaming and all that, because I would have loved to do it then, so you guys could see like arena matches and all that stuff, because that's what I miss. That's what I really miss, is the arena. That's what I was best at. But that's why we're doing the World PvP stuff, because we get that sort of arena feel from World PvP. But yeah. So anyway, as I was saying, that was basically how my WoW career went, the important parts of it. Quit in Wrath, eventually came back for Cataclysm for a little bit to play with another friend of Drakova and I's, Grimstrife. Really good player. He's done now. He's not playing anymore. He's got a wife and a kid. I wish he would play because he was unreal, unbelievable warrior. But I played with him duo, and I played Cataclysm for a little bit, but I quit Cataclysm the day I saw a Blood Death Knight. I was in a fight. This is what happened. Two of us were fighting a Blood DK, and I died after about 8 minutes, right? The guy was just healing himself. I eventually die after 8 minutes. Rez, come back. He's fighting the other guy. He kills the other guy as I res, and I fight him for another maybe 10 minutes, and then I finally kill him, right? I'm here fighting a raid boss, is what it felt like. Just a solo Blood Death Knight in Cataclysm, and I'm like, the amount of self-healing and all this stuff, they had started giving every class every ability, I felt like. And that's what I'm saying with like the Paladin buffs. It kind of started snowballing into every class, where now all of a sudden, oh, Paladins get an interrupt now. They get Rebuke. They get... yeah. Athene. Athene is really funny. I was a big Athene fan whenever I was younger. I thought he was so, like, his old videos, I don't know as much about his new videos. I haven't really followed him as much lately, but man, that dude is legitimately freaking hilarious. Yeah, it was dumb. So I quit. I literally logged off, uninstalled, and I canceled my account. I was like, I don't want to play this game anymore. That's not even fun, right? Didn't play Mists. Came back for Warlords of Draenor for a little bit, and it's funny because I logged on and I typed in general chat, or in trade chat. I typed in trade chat, and all of a sudden, like, and I'd been playing for a few days. I start typing in trade chat, just trolling, whatever, screwing around. Like, I'm always saying stupid stuff in trade chat. I don't really mean it. But then I get a message from Exivia, that was the Grand Marshal Rogue that was in my 5v5 team, and I'm like, dude, like, what is up? I haven't freaking talked to you in forever. And he's like, yeah, man, like, I'm back. A bunch of these guys are back. Like, we need to start playing again. And I had a lot of fun in Warlords of Draenor, like, leveling up, and early on I had a lot of fun, just because I was around the guys again, you know, like, you had that sense of community that was lost in retail. Like, it's not really there anymore. It feels a lot like Call of Duty or Counter-Strike Go, where you're just like queuing up for a game and hopping in. League of Legends, you're queuing up for a game and hopping in, and WoW, it's raids. It's not just a game. You're doing raids or you're doing BGs or something, and after they did the battle group merges, you don't really have the rivalries that you have. That's one thing you guys notice in vanilla is like, we're like, oh, there's Pokera, oh, there's WoW Apple, oh, there's IRECU. Like, you know these guys, oh, there's Yes Master. That was totally gone in Burning Crusade, like after they did the battle group. So slowly with each expansion, they kept adding more and more things that were ruining the essence of the game. And the strongest thing that'll keep a game alive is community. That's the whole reason I even played Warlords of Draenor for the few months that I did, was because I had the community. I don't think I would have played longer than maybe a month after I hit level 80 or 85, whatever the level cap was then. I don't think I would have played longer than a month had it not been for playing with those people. But eventually, the game kind of wore thin with all of us, right? The game wore thin with all of us, and I mean, just it wasn't really fun anymore. So I quit. I haven't gone back since. I haven't played Legion. I don't know. And how Paladins have changed too. Templar's Verdict, and like all that stuff's pretty cool. Like I think it's a totally different class than what it initially was. I don't feel as much like a holy warrior, but also the amount of like graphics. I watched a video of a Paladin. Just the direction that game has gone in terms of art design, graphics, all that. It's just way too much. Like, there's lights and stuff flying everywhere. I can't actually tell what's happening on the screen. Yeah, it's totally different. It's totally different playing vanilla than it is playing retail right now. And that's why you literally had like 18,000 person queues whenever Elysium opened up. There would still be a lot of people playing on Elysium if it wasn't for the initial basically choke point that the server had. It had like there was a threshold that the server can hold, and you had 18,000 person people queues, and I think it slowed down a lot of people. Naturally, people are going to play less than they are in the beginning, just because people are going to get bored. And also, I mean, when MC is the top content right now, people are going to come back, because there's a lot of people playing on other servers, or they're playing retail, and then, oh, Blackwing Lair is out. I'm going to hop back on. I've got all my gear and stuff. Blackwing Lair is out. AV is out. So you're going to see a rise in population here in the next month. You're going to see another rise in population again from whatever point it's at that point in September, whenever Blackwing Lair comes out. But yeah, I mean, just an expansion comes out and the rest of the world is irrelevant. That's a really good point. And that's how I felt, you know, and I really do miss that. I miss this. I miss vanilla. But I don't know. I'm probably going to give it a go sometime. I might give it a go for the next expansion, just for the sake of looking at it. But I think it's hard. I think it's hard playing without a sense of community. I think it's hard getting hooked into a game for the game, as opposed to getting hooked into the game for the people. You know, people are the most important thing, and you can't replace people with your this random bull crap that you know, oh, instant queue this and that. Like, I love getting a group of people together. I love logging into WoW and seeing I mean, just having a friends list that matters, you know? That's one thing. Like, I know my friends list in WoW is like, okay, I have some like BattleNet friends that I've added that are like arena partners. Like, hey, add me on BattleNet so we can arena together. And they're like not even on my server. I'll never see them, you know? It just feels very vapid. Very, very vapid. And it's funny because you can even, you know, I keep talking about real life and real life counterparts. And I do a lot of joking around with the Red Bull and the consumables and stuff, but there is a lot of real life counterparts to stuff in the game. I mean, because at the end of the day, you're a real person playing the game, right? I think it's funny that dating culture, this is a whole nother subject. I don't really want to get too much into this, but dating culture and stuff now, like relationships have gotten so much more vapid, and people are on Tinder and Bumble and this stuff, and everything's just basically meeting new people has been cut down into swipe right or swipe left. And I think a lot of that, I mean, it's just funny how that's how real life is, and WoW's kind of gotten the same way with just like, oh, okay, it's very vapid. You're running through people. You don't really invest in anyone. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, just how much the game has changed, and how much society has changed in real life too, and everything's kind of moving. They're trending in the same direction, which for me personally is not a direction that I like. Yeah, the whole item level thing. Well, that's another thing. So think about how hard it is for you guys, right? For us, right? For you guys who play vanilla WoW, how hard it is to come up with a best in slot list, or just building your character, right? It's like, oh, well, this item has like 9 strength, 4 agility, and it has some intellect, but this other item has like 10 strength and 8 agility and no intellect. Like, should I use the one with intellect? Like, I don't know, whatever. Like, it's preference, and you're trying to build stuff. But then in retail WoW right now, everything is so perfectly optimized to the point where, oh, you only have to look at the item level. If the item level's higher, then it's better, which is so stupid. Like, that is not fun. Building your character, the concept of building is the most fun thing in a video game, I think. And a lot of people don't even know that they're having so much fun doing that. Like, think about the amount of time that people invest into, like, oh, I'm going to get this enchant. Do I want lifesteal? Do I want crusader? Do I want fiery? Do I want to use the knicker, or do I want to use barbarous blade? You know, that's a good comparison. Like, which one do I want to use? I don't know, right? I'm going to have to test it. I'm going to have to research. As opposed to retail WoW, where it's like, oh, everything is like speed X, everything is whatever item level, and if it's this item level, it's going to have exactly this much strength and exactly this much attack power, exactly this much stamina. But in vanilla, nothing works that way. You know, you have a 4.0 speed weapon like the Knicker that is just randomly like the slowest weapon in the game. You have the Pendulum of Doom at level 39 that you can get as a 39 twink. You can get that, and it's a 4.0 speed weapon, which actually I think it got changed to like 3.8 in retail. I looked it up on, I was looking it up online one time and I accidentally looked it up on Wowhead. But yeah, it's just cooler. It's an amazing feeling that you're going in and your character is an extension of you, right? This is my character. This is how I built him. This is why I built him that way. And that's why I like to play him, as opposed to, oh, I just got my arena gear, like super homogenized, like click, 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 click. Okay, everything is perfect. I didn't really even think about it, right? Yeah, and the leveling, I will say the only thing that's frustrating about vanilla is probably the leveling is really slow. But everything else, like, yeah, I'm the DJ Khaled of vanilla. Maybe I might do that as a graphic. I might put myself on a DJ Khaled album cover. But again, I'll rant, man. I'll rant. I'll talk about anything. I think 20 minutes ago I said that this was just gonna be a I was gonna sign off with this, kind of talking about my WoW story. But yeah, basically the whole point of this stream was just for me to test the scheduling stuff and I'm gonna have a stream scheduled for tonight. I'm really gonna try and have this video done, this stream recap video done tonight. If I don't get it done tonight, tomorrow for sure I'll have it done. But still working on it. I have some other real life work that I have to do. I have to get done today. But again, so thanks for coming in and watching, for me just testing and screwing around, I guess. But you know, I always enjoy talking to you guys. I always enjoy hearing what you guys have to say, what questions you guys have, and I can talk. You know, I can talk for hours. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sign it off here. So again, thanks for joining me, guys, and I will see you tonight. I will see you guys tonight in 6 hours. I'll be streaming in about 6 hours. So I'll see you guys then.